Hello, it's Jang from JangBricks.com with a look at the Tumbler, the Ultimate Collector's Series version from LEGO. This comes with 1,869 pieces. Surprisingly, though it's a big set, it wasn't that difficult to build. It does come with the parts in numbered bags, though as they typically do for these larger sets, they gave you about 100 bags that are numbered number 1, but after you get past the bags numbered 1, then it gets much easier and things start to go through and you get a little bit of a morale boost, if you will, as you start to make faster progress. It is symmetrical from left to right, so as you make one sub-assembly and switch over to the other side, you've already pretty much learned how to build that assembly. You're just using wedge plates and such that are using the opposite orientation, but it definitely becomes quicker that way. The end result is quite a large model. As you can see here, relative to a minifigure, there's just no comparison whatsoever. And incidentally, the set does come with its own exclusive pair of minifigures that we'll look at a little bit later on. So you got the nice treaded tires, doubled up, dually style on the rear. Very nice little treatment for the simulated rear shock absorbers. They don't actually compress, but they use a couple of worm gear pieces and a couple of half Technic bushings to very good effect there. The thing has a similar look no matter what angle you look at it from. The level of texture, the type of texture, the kind of relative amount of studs versus tiled surfaces are pretty consistent all the way around, whether you like that particular mix or not. One of the more interesting things about the Tumbler, including the real thing, since it was actually built as a full-scale working vehicle, drivable vehicle, they actually made a bunch of them, but the front suspension is really key and interesting with these. And they actually developed these tires, LEGO did, new for this kit. It's the dirt track style of tires with the square lugs on them. We'll probably be seeing those used again in the future on other sets, but this is the first set to get those. They look very good and very accurate, very appropriate, the Hoosier style, and they are suspended just from the outside. You see that the hubs on the inside are completely open. These do not steer, so they're only going to be facing forward. It really is mostly just a static display model. They do have a number of gold pieces used throughout, including a handful of new length 3 gold lightsaber blades, in addition to some that are 4 long. And going up here, speaking of lightsaber blades, they've also done actually used the traditional black ones, but they've given us some working, well, kind of working, posable windshield wipers. That's a nice little detail there, nice touch. Actual windows that you can see through. Of course, there aren't any figures that are the correct scale to fit in there, but I'm sure that some folks would be able to come up with their own. All sorts of angles used throughout this whole thing with different uses of right angles with sloped pieces on top, lots of hinged pieces, pieces that are attached to pegs that are sticking up, things that are just so many sub-assemblies that are attached in different ways all throughout this thing. Ends up being a little bit flimsy around the edges because all these flaps and such just don't have a lot of structural support, but at least you can change the angles. So for instance, these ones on the back, these movable aerodynamic surfaces, a couple of them can be moved, not this rearmost one here, but you can also change the angle of this flap here on the side. These are nice little ductwork bits down here. I think they're supposed to be oil radiators or something like that. These pieces here I think look really good in their up position, probably even better than in their down position, but you can just see by how they're moving around that it's just not very durable. So definitely not something that you want to hand to a small child to go and play with. The general structure, the main structure of the whole thing is very sturdy, holds itself together well, but all this extra stuff that's added on, you can just see how loose the pieces are. I think these are attached a little bit better, but just a lot of things that are added on. Some folks may like the use of some studs mixed in with some tiles. Normally, I personally like to see studs on Lego sets because it's such an integral part of the Lego design in general. But this is a case where I personally would have preferred to see more covered areas, more smooth, just tiles throughout the whole thing. I think it would have made it look better. I think that's one of the key things for the real Tumbler that made it look especially interesting, was just how sleek it looked while also being so rough and tumble looking. The roof panels are attached just with friction. They just press in. You can remove both of those and then you can see inside the interior. Here's looking at it kind of from above. So you can see the driver's seat and the control sticks there, as well as the gear shift lever, which looks especially nice and can be angled differently. You've got the 2 seats in there, which are brick built, and let's look at the front. Really tough to see just how the interior looks in its completed form because your viewport is so small, and to really appreciate it, you need to be down there at the level of a scale figure who would be in here. You can see you've got a stickered tile over there, vertically mounted keypad on the side. There's a better look at the control sticks. You have actually a sticker on this piece right here, which is giving you a little bit of a heads-up display. This can be angled in various different ways. Pair of stickers on 2x2 tiles down there. Similar thing, different stickers over on this side. And then this is a really nice feature here, the use of a piece that has a sticker right there that's angled down. Similar piece down below that's angled up. Just has that nice kind of V shape to it. I like how that worked out. And you can see a little bit of greebling coming back here with kind of the stealth edges, the serrated edges. Just a little bit of the use of the bar piece here and some small details. This is actually pretty clever what they did here for the afterburner exhaust tip. That's a barrel, a refuse container, a garbage can inside of this open cone piece, just to give it just a little bit of end just sticking out there in a different color. I like that very much. You got the small little antenna pieces sticking off the edges here to simulate just a small detail that's on the real Tumbler. It's a little bit tough to get those or to keep those aligned the way that you want. Again, the movable flaps on the sides, they've just got pieces on the back to hold them together. So all of these kind of flat assemblies do hold themselves together well. It's just the positioning of them relative to the rest of the whole Tumbler machine that gets a little bit tough and makes it a little bit more fragile than a playable model, but it's all in the interest of getting the angles right. I think that was really the main focus of this because there are so many angles to try to replicate on the Tumbler. Like any self-respecting Ultimate Collector's set, this does come with its own name plate. That's just a big sticker on a big tile piece. Has some basic data about the in-universe real thing, and also comes with a couple of minifigures, so let's look more closely at those. This is a Dark Knight movie edition Christian Bale Batman and a Heath Ledger Joker. Very sad that the world lost him so early at such a young age, but definitely a phenomenal performance as the Joker. Great to get that as a figure to be fully immortalized in Lego, never to go away, always to be with us. You can see you've got the copper color on the belt for Batman there. Let's go ahead and take a look at, oh, he's got the Batarang as well. No utility or no accessory for the Joker. Here's what they look like from the back normally. And both of these figures have alternate faces on their heads. There's a look at the Batman torso on the back with quite detailed printing there. And there's a front view of the figures with the faces you didn't see the first time. This UCS Tumbler is a really impressively sized model of a very recognizable movie icon. So what do you think about this set? Please post up your opinions in the comment section. That'll be interesting to see what different people think. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you'll come back for more because I'm always coming out with new ones on my channel. So I'll talk to you again soon.